Hi everyone, welcome to Pearl's Kitchen. Today onwards, let's have a positive attitude towards everything. Amen. Today I'm going to show you how to make stuffed parathas. Now you can stuff parathas with any kind of vegetable or egg or anything, but today I'm going to show you how I make aloo and gobi stuffed parathas. That's potato and cauliflower. It's really easy and simple to make, and you could eat this as a snack or, like me, eat it for breakfast. So the ingredients that we need are, here in the frying pan I've got a tablespoon and a half of oil. We don't need a lot of oil in here. And here I've got one large potato that I've boiled and mashed, and I've got 2 cups of grated cauliflower, that's a raw grated cauliflower, and I've got 2 green chilies finely chopped, half an inch of ginger that I grated, and I've got 1 onion finely chopped. I've got half a teaspoon of cumin seed, that's Jeera seed, and I've got half a teaspoon of Carom seed, that's Ajwain. And I've got half a teaspoon of Dhaniya powder, that's coriander powder, half a teaspoon of Jeera powder, that's cumin powder. I've got a quart and half a teaspoon of chili powder. I've got a quarter teaspoon of turmeric, that's Haldi, and I've got a quarter teaspoon of Garam Masala. And in here I've got a quarter teaspoon of Amchur, that's dried mango powder, and I've got a quarter teaspoon of salt. And we need a fistful of coriander, that's finely chopped, and I've got around 10 to 12 leaves of mint that I've finely chopped. And in here for the atta, for the dough, we need I've got 500 grams of flour in total, but I've got 300 grams of atta flour, that's chapati flour, and 200 grams of maida, that's plain flour, all-purpose flour. And we'll need some oil to go in the atta, and we'll need water to mix the atta into the dough, and of course we need salt. Okay, before we start anything else, we need to let the gobi release its moisture, so the cauliflower. So what we need to do is add the amchur and the salt in it together, and then stir it. Mix it all together. The salt will help all the moisture to come out, because otherwise we'll have very soggy parathas. Now just let all this rest. Let the salted cauliflower rest for 15 minutes. Okay, while this is going to rest for the 15 minutes, what we can do is we can make the dough. So now mix the atta and the maida together. And then when it's mixed, put some salt in it, say around a teaspoon of salt, and put around a tablespoon of oil. And mix it. And it's simple. Just use the water. You can use warm water or cold water. And now just keep putting water in here till you make it into a dough. It has to be a soft dough, not a hard dough. And then keep putting more water. And you make these parathas, they're so good. Once you form this into like a round ball, then we need to knead it a bit. With all the dry atta. That's it. Now you keep kneading this like this for at least 4 to 5 minutes. I've been kneading this for last 5 minutes. It's nice and soft. And then you just take a little bit of oil in your hand and just put it around the atta so the dough doesn't dry out, and then just cover it with a bowl, and now you leave this aside for another 15 minutes. Okay, now the cauliflower has been soaking in the salt for last 15 minutes, so we need to remove the moisture from it. Sometimes it comes out, sometimes it doesn't, but it's safer to do it. So you put it all in a sieve, and then try and press out all the moisture. Keep pressing it till every drop of water that the salt has helped the cauliflower to there you go. Just a few drops. Just keep pressing it till every bit of the moisture is out of the cauliflower. I've tried to get all the moisture out of this, and not a lot came out, but at least it won't make our parathas soggy. So now what you need to do is just keep this aside, and we start cooking it in a minute. Okay, now the atta is resting and the drained cauliflower is resting. We need to carry on now. The oil is nice and hot, the oil that was in the frying pan, and you need a heavy based pan, and we're going to first put the cumin seed and the carom seed in the oil. And then straight away put the onions. Now let the onions fry for 2 to 3 minutes till they get soft. Okay, the onions been frying for last 2 to 3 minutes. We're going to add the grated ginger and the green chilies now. And fry the ginger till the rawness goes away. Doesn't take long. Chilies might make you cough a bit. And now we add the cauliflower. And fry the cauliflower a bit. You might need to add a little salt, but not a lot because it already was soaking in salt. But just maybe a pinch of salt. And then add all the dry masala. Now put the flame right down, and now keep frying the gobi and all the masala for at least 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, the cauliflower and the masalas are nicely fried, so we're going to add all the mashed potatoes now. And mix it all in the gobi. Till it's all mixed. And then we need to add the green coriander and the mint. And mix all that. Keep pressing, mixing. And now let it fry on a medium flame for another 2 minutes. And then after the 2 minutes, you just put it aside and let it cool down before we make the stuffed parathas. Okay, now the cauliflower is cooled down, the cauliflower and potato mixture. So now we're going to start stuffing the parathas. There's two ways of doing it. I'm going to show you both the ways. And that's the dough that was resting. It's nice and soft. So you just take one loi, we call it loi, like chapati size loi, and take the other one, and you can keep covering the atta so it doesn't dry out. So this is one of the way you can do it. Keep putting flour, dry flour. Make it fairly thin. Okay, and now you keep that aside and you do the same with the other, same size. So there's the two chapatis. When you roll them like this, so you just take the filling. This way, when you do it this way, you can put extra filling, because when you're rolling it out, it's not tearing and coming through. So just leave the edge little bit off, like ½ an inch from the edge. You can see the mixture is nice and cool, so I can use my hands. Yeah, just press this. And then take the other chapati and put it over it, and now you start pressing it. There you go. You pick it up and it's easy to handle. That's one way of doing it. Okay, that's the easy way. I'm going to show you the next way. Okay, now the second one, you need to take the dough a little bit bigger, because this is all in one paratha, it's called. That's a double-sided one, and this is all in one. So make the size a little bit bigger, and same way, press it in the atta. And okay, that's the size you need, and then you take the filling and you could put in the middle. Okay, and then you take it and then you start pleating it. Keep pleating it till it's all done, and then just twist it in the middle and then press it. And that's the second way. You can see all the lines. That makes like a pattern, but that will soon go away. Then you press it in the, and then now you have to start rolling it from the middle outwards. But because it's got stuffing in it and you're rolling it out, make sure you don't put too much pressure. So lightly roll it. Turn it around. Put some more dry flour. When you start to see the mixture coming through, that's a good sign. So you can see the mixture coming through. Till you roll out all the cauliflower and the potato, so it's gone everywhere. So this one in size, it will be a little bit bigger. And a bit heavier. And that's your second version of stuffed paratha. Now all we need to do is fry them. Okay, now that both the parathas are rolled out, we'll need to put the gas on the frying pan or tawa, whatever you're using, and make sure it's medium heat. And then you just pick up the paratha and you put it on the frying pan and just let it roast on there for a couple of minutes. And then you turn it over. This one definitely has quite a lot of filling in there, depends on whichever one you want. And then turn it again. As soon as you start seeing brown spots on the top, which will be right now, then you need to take either the spoon or the brush, and you need to brush oil on it. You could use ghee if you want. See, when you turn it over, that will have some golden spots on there, and now you start frying this. Now you have to fry you have to fry it on a medium heat, so the chapati both sides are cooked and not raw. Keep pressing it gently. And then turn it over. You see, it starts to get brown. Takes a while to cook because it's on a medium heat, because if you put it high, then it will start to get brown, but it will be raw inside the dough. It will be very doughy. Keep turning it around till it gets nice and golden both sides. There you go, it's nice and golden both sides. And now you take it out and now let it rest. So while that's resting, we'll put the second one. Same method. That's a bit thicker, so that needed more cooking. If you don't want heavy parathas, make it this way, a bit lighter. Turn it around. These are nice to eat hot or cold. I make them and I can eat it the next day. They're nice and soft the next day. Turn it, and then on the second turn you need to start putting oil. And then put some oil this side. There you go. Keep pressing it. Turn it. Okay, I'll bring another plate. The single one takes less time in cooking. But they're both just as delicious. That's it. And there's your second version of the paratha. Now let it rest and then we'll eat it. You can see now both the versions of the parathas are ready. This one you can actually see all the stuffing, lovely stuffing. And this one you can only see it when you cut it. So now you can eat it whole. You can take a pizza cutter and cut it. Or you can take a knife and cut it. And then you just serve it. Now that the parathas are cut in half, I'll show you how, with what I eat it. And here I've got some raita, cucumber raita. And I made the cucumber raita when I made the biryani. So if you want to know how to make the raita, go onto my biryani link video and you'll find the cucumber raita. And I've got some mixed pickle. And I've got some onion rings that I've put some fresh lime juice and some salt in it. And then I just go and put half of this round paratha, I mean the double-sided one, and the single-sided one. And the raita and the paratha, they complement each other so well, and it's such a lovely healthy breakfast. Once you've had this, you've done for the day. So I hope you all like this recipe, this stuffed parathas, and don't forget to share my link with your family and friends, and I shall see you next time with some more delicious cooking.